Hello again, welcome to new class 881. 881. And we will continue with vocabulary, where we left off yesterday. Yes, page 193, near the bottom. At the bottom, no, but pretty close to the bottom. Bastante cerca del final. Pretty close to the bottom. Hacer uso de. Yo hago uso de muchas cosas. I make use of. Use. Yesterday, at the end of the class yesterday, I was talking about the verb usar, utilizar, to use. I use Susana Zaragoza. I use this book every other day. Un día sí, otro no, más o menos. Or every 3 days, I use this book. Hago uso de este libro. Escucha. I make use. Cuando es sustantivo, a noun, uso, utilización, empleo, use. Use. It's radically different from the verb use in pronunciation. Use. Es muy cortante. Use, y ese fuerte. Use. I use this book often. I often make use of this book. Hacer uso de, to make use of. Rescatar is to rescue. Rescue. Yeah, super chicken al rescate. Super pollo. Yeah, there was a cartoon. ¿Conoces los dibujos de ese? I can't remember. But it's interesting. It was super chicken or something. And he said it in Spanish, al rescate. Even in the United States and Canada. He said, super chicken al rescate. All right. Rescue. To rescue. Now, el rescate que pagas por un secuestro is ransom. It's different. Ojo. Be careful. Ransom. Como suena. Ransom. Ransom. You pay the ransom. If you're kidnapped, somebody pays the ransom. For example, Miguel de Cervantes y Saavedra, he was kidnapped. Coming back, returning to Spain from the Battle of Lepanto in Greece, he was captured by the Barbary pirates, Piratas de Berebere, and he was taken as a prisoner in Algiers. Algiers is the capital of Algeria today. And for 6 years, I think, 6 or 7 years, he was in captivity in Algiers. It took his family 6 or 7 years to get together the money to pay the ransom. That's ransom. Now, rescue is un rescate en alta mar, or un incendio, they rescue you, to rescue, rescatar. Apestar, to stink. To stink, yeah, stinkadina. You remember, 1 month ago or 2 months ago, there's a community in Houston, well, on the outskirts of Houston, on the outskirts in las afueras de Houston, and there's a town called Pasadena. But there's a chemical plant, a chemical factory in Pasadena, Texas, that it smells like sulfuro. It smells bad. And so people call it Stinkadena, not Pasadena. Vamos a pasar por Apestadena en vez de Pasadena. Stinkadena, to stink. Bah! Yeah, this class stinks. Esta clase apesta. O sea, de calidad. This class stinks. No, it's a good class. I can see. It doesn't stink. Stink. Ooh, it stinks. Pew! It stinks. Stink. Como sink, como fregadero sink, contiene intercalada. Stink. Tu fregadero apesta. Your sink stinks. Yeah, stinks. All right. To stink. Atún, o bonito del norte. Tuna. Tuna, como la tuna. Para bailar la bamba. Okay. Tuna fish. A veces se dice tuna fish. The British maybe say tunny, but I'm not sure. Tuna. I like tuna. Do you like tuna? Yeah, I like tuna. I like tuna in the little cans. I prefer Spanish tuna to American tuna. Because in Spain it says en aceite de oliva, and it's good. In America, no. It's not as good. But here it can be in olive oil, or it can be in escabeche. If you make huevos endiablados, deviled eggs. Richard, what are deviled eggs? Have you ever tried deviled eggs? Huevos rellenos. We say deviled endiablados, huevos de endiablados. Deviled eggs. If you make it with escabeche, it's good. Have you tried it? Yeah, it's good. It's good. So in this case, the Spanish approach is better. All right. Tuna fish, tuna. Y herido de guerra o de arma blanca o de arma de fuego is wounded. I have never been wounded in battle, and I have never died in battle. I have never been a casualty. Casualty is la baja. Una baja en una batalla, una guerra, las bajas. Que muertos y heridos. These are casualties. I've never been killed in battle, and I've never been wounded in battle because I've never been in a war. I've never been in a battle. I'm fortunate. My generation and your generation, we are fortunate. There are very few wars. There's a war now in Ukraine. There's a war in Gaza, on the Gaza Strip. There's a war, I don't remember where. That's it. Maybe there's a war in Sudan or in Burundi or somewhere. But there are very few wars now. 100 years ago, my God, the First World War, the Second World War, the Spanish Civil War. Life was very precarious. A lot of people were killed and wounded, herido. A lot of people were killed or wounded in battle. Okay. Someday we'll finish. Yeah. Pretty soon. Pretty soon means pronto, prontito, pronto. Bastante pronto. Pretty soon we'll finish this book. But in the meantime, no. Gain fluency. Page 29. Yes, page 29 at the top. I think we've covered enough points for today. Said Professor Hablando. Tomorrow, first thing, I want to discuss the holiday arrangements before we continue with point 4 on the agenda. This isn't a teacher. This is a business meeting in a company. I think we've covered enough points for today. So it's a long meeting. Eh? The agenda of the meeting. Una reunión tiene una agenda, el orden del día. That's the order of business, but normally we say the agenda. Margarita, can you prepare the agenda for the meeting? Can you prepare the order of business, the agenda? And you have different points on the agenda, point 1, point 2, point 3. Different items, también se dice la palabra item, items on the agenda, item 1, item 2. Different topics, different subjects on the agenda, different points. ¿Se dice más points or items? ¿Cuántos puntos hay en la agenda de la reunión? There's 7 points on the agenda. Creo que hemos cubierto suficientes puntos por hoy. I think we've covered enough points for today. Tomorrow first thing, mañana primera cosa. No, first thing significa a primera hora de la mañana. First thing in the morning. First thing in the morning is the equivalent a primera hora de la mañana. First thing in the morning. Se usa muchísimo. Se usa más eso que a primera hora de la mañana en español. First thing in the morning. First thing in the morning. Tomorrow first thing. Lo primero mañana. Tomorrow first thing, I want to discuss the holiday arrangements before we continue with point 4 on the agenda. So apparently, in the afternoon, they covered up to point 4 on the agenda, but they haven't finished point 4. So tomorrow, first thing, they will continue with point 4 on the agenda. But before they continue with point 4, the moderator of the meeting, or the boss, wants to discuss holiday arrangements. Holiday arrangements, yeah, let's see. My vacation this year, August, from the 1st to the 31st. Marta, what's your arrangements? Marta's taking the last week of July and the last 3 weeks of August. So she's going to work in the first week. That's your holiday arrangements. Vacation plans. Planes de vacaciones. We say arrangements, arreglos, arrangements, holiday arrangements. So, tomorrow first thing, otra vez en la reunión continúa mañana por la mañana. Tomorrow first thing I want to discuss the holiday arrangements. Charlie, Janet, Paula, Juan, what are your holiday arrangements? Okay. To discuss that and to negotiate the holidays. And then we'll continue with point 4. Okay, and then we'll continue with point 4. All right. I think we've covered enough points for today. Tomorrow, first thing, I want to discuss the holiday arrangements before we continue with point 4 on the agenda. So there are at least 4 points on the agenda, probably more. All right. Next paragraph, paragraph 212, page 29. That was a smart decision, eh? Now we simply have to wait for their reaction. If they don't answer us in a question of 2 or 3 days, that'll mean they probably want to renegotiate the deal. Oh, esto cuesta. That was a smart decision. Fue una decisión muy acertada. Inteligente, smart. That was a smart decision. Yeah, that was a smart decision, Marta. That was a smart decision. Oh, has acertado de lleno. Yeah. Ahora simplemente tienes que esperar. Now we simply have to wait. We simply have to wait for their reaction. Yes. If they don't answer us in a question of 2 or 3 days, that'll mean, ¿cómo? That will mean, eso significará. That'll mean they probably want to renegotiate the deal. No quiero renegociar el trato o la transacción de la operación. I don't want to renegotiate. Well, if they don't answer us in 2 or 3 days, that'll mean they probably want to renegotiate the deal. No? Yeah, that'll mean they probablemente quieran renegociar el trato o el acuerdo. To renegotiate. Pero aquí it's that'll mean. That will mean. Significará. Querrá decir. That'll mean. All right. That was a smart decision. Now, we simply have to wait for their reaction. Esperar su reacción. Now we simply have to wait. We simply have to wait for their reaction. Yeah. If they don't answer us in a question of 2 or 3 days, what'll that mean? ¿Qué significará si no contestan en una cuestión de 2 o 3 días? In a question, igual en español que en inglés, en una cuestión de 2 o 3 días. In a question of 2 or 3 days, if they don't answer us in a question of 2 or 3 days, that'll mean they probably want to renegotiate the deal. I don't want to renegotiate the deal. I like the deal the way it is. Me gusta el trato, el acuerdo tal y como es. I like the deal or the agreement the way it is. La manera en que eso está. I like the deal the way it is. But they're the customer. And if they want to renegotiate the deal, we need to sit down with them and renegotiate. But that was a smart decision. Now we simply have to wait for their reaction. Now we simply have to wait for their reaction. If they don't answer us, se dice así, ¿no? Yeah, if they don't answer us, if they, si no contestanos, if they don't answer us in a question of 2 or 3 days, that'll mean they probably want to renegotiate the deal. Que remedio. And I guess we'll have to renegotiate. All right. Paragraph 213, page 29. Are you ready? I got a nice handwritten letter from Jennifer's mother. She thanked us for allowing her daughter to take an extra month off after her husband's accident. Okay. Jennifer works for Marta and me. Jennifer reports to Marta and me. Jennifer's married. Her husband had an accident and was hospitalized. Hospitalizado. Hospitalized. Yeah, or he was in the hospital. Yes. Yesterday, I got a letter. I received a letter, pero se dice más get. Yesterday, I got a letter from Jennifer's mother. Okay. Handwritten. Yeah. Not typed or a handwritten. Hand-written. Escrito a mano. Con guión en medio. Handwritten. Yesterday, no, I got a nice letter. I got a nice handwritten letter. Una carta muy simpática y muy maja, muy agradable. I got a nice handwritten letter from Jennifer's mother. She thanked us, Marta. Nos dio las gracias. O nos ha dado. She thanked us for allowing her daughter to take an extra month off after her husband's accident. So, Jennifer's husband had an accident, serious accident, apparently. All right. And so, she took a month off to take care of her husband. And she asked for an additional month. Ya son 2 months. And we said, Marta and I said, yes, no problem, don't worry, Jennifer. Your husband comes first. We'll cover for you. All right, we'll cover for you. And then I received a letter from Jennifer's mother. The mother of Jennifer. Oh. And she thanked us for giving her an extra month, an additional month off. Off, O-F-F. Tengo mañana libre. I have tomorrow off. Voy a coger la tarde libre. I'm going to take the afternoon off today. I'm not going to work. To take time off is tomar tiempo libre del trabajo. To time off. Y se usa off cuando es normalmente tiempo laboral. Sábado y domingo, no. We don't say I'm off. Tomorrow's Saturday, I'm off. No. Tomorrow's Saturday it's a holiday. The word holiday is día no laboral, o laborable. It's a holiday. Día de asueto. Or it's a holiday. Holiday. Now my holidays son mis días de vacaciones. But Saturday and Sunday are holidays. Mañana es la Inmaculada Concepción. Mañana es fiesta. It's a holiday. It's a holiday. Okay. Día festivo. O día libre. Pero día libre del que suele ser día laborable is a day off. I'm taking tomorrow off. Oh, is there a problem? No, but I have several doctor's appointments tomorrow, so I'm going to take tomorrow off. Let's see, what day is tomorrow? Tomorrow's Thursday, right? Yeah, I'm taking Thursday off. Okay. Are you taking Friday off too? No, I'm not taking Friday off. Okay. I got a nice handwritten letter from Jennifer's mother. From Jennifer's mother. My voice, I'm losing my voice. From Jennifer's mother. She thanked us. Nos dio las gracias. Nos dio las gracias, pasado simple. She thanked us. Thanked us. Thanked us. Enlazo la thanked us. She thanked us. Esos son trucos fonéticos para facilitar. Es difícil decir she thanked us. It's difícil. It's really difficult to say thanked, stop, pause, us. She thanked us. It's difficult for me. She thanked us. No, she thanked us. Thanked us. She thanked us for allowing, to allow, to permit. She thanked us for allowing her daughter to take an extra month off after her husband's accident. So apparently it was a serious accident. All right. Next one. Page 29, paragraph 214. Don't ever say something like that again, Don't ever say something like that again in a meeting with Peterson. He's really sensitive about anything political. Everyone here avoids saying anything about politics. Oh, Peterson, el famoso Pérez. Peterson is hijo de Pedro. Peterson, y Pérez is hijo de Pere. All right, que es hijo de Pedro. So it's the same, Pérez, Peterson. Now, Peterson is very sensitive. Sensibilizado, muy sensible. Peterson is very sensitive about politics. Don't talk about politics around Peterson. He reacts very vigorously and very, how do you say, visceralmente, viscerally, también en inglés, about politics. No se te ocurra decir algo así otra vez. Volver a hacer algo así. Volver a decir algo así. Don't ever. Tiene mucho peso usar ever después de don't. Don't ever means no vuelvas ni soñando decir algo sobre la política en una reunión con Pérez. Don't ever say something like that. Decir algo así. Don't ever say something like that again. In a meeting with Peterson, he's really sensitive about anything political. Cualquier cosa política. Anything political. Everyone here avoids talking about, avoids saying anything about politics. Everyone here avoids saying anything about politics. Peterson is the boss. But Peterson has very fixed ideas about politics. And he gets very irritated and very angry about the political situation. So, el horno no está para bollos. All right, which means be careful with Peterson. Don't talk about political parties. Don't talk about the president. Don't talk about the prime minister or the ministers of the government. Don't talk about the parliament. Don't talk about the Senate. Don't talk about the autonomous communities, because he gets very, very angry. So, ni se te ocurra. Don't ever say something like that again in a meeting with Peterson. He's really sensitive about anything political. Everyone here avoids saying anything about politics. Okay? One more and we finish for the book for today. One more. Aquí, este tipo. He's having problems in the international university. A ver. He's having problems in the international university. He was a brilliant student in Spain, but the educational system there is 19th century. He doesn't even know how to use Excel. This is interesting. I'm not sure if this is true now. está teniendo problemas en esa universidad internacional donde está ahora. He's having problems in the international university. He was a brilliant student in Spain. Ahora no está en España. He was a brilliant student in Spain. But the educational system there is 19th century. Es del siglo XIX. All right. Ni siquiera sabe usar Excel. He doesn't even know how to use Excel. You know, it's interesting that I have met quite a few people at age 17 and 18, and many of them don't know how to use Excel. Of course, they don't know how to use that. They don't know how to use database, but they don't have the ofimática, what you call here. They don't have many of them don't know how to use computers in a useful way for the business world. All right. I'll come back with this paragraph tomorrow for a few moments. Take care.